After a long time of not having HF in the truck, I have HF in the truck. So I got my Kenwood TS480HX installed. Actually, I had the radio installed several months ago. I got it. It's a 200 watt rig. Right there, that's it right there. It takes two different power cables that each go into the 12 volt power supply. So I've got two cables coming out of the back radio going into the rig runner because it is a 200 watt radio. And I have my Tarheel antenna, which I'm going to walk around and show you here in a minute. But the Tarheel antenna is what was holding me up. I just hadn't felt like crawling underneath the truck and running the coax and the control cable. I left my MFJ controller at home. So it's not 100% yet, but it is working. So let's take a look. It is a beautiful day in Galveston today. It rained overnight last night, but I'm back at the state park on the beach side, on the Gulf side today. And I've got the mobile unit right here. And we've got the Tarheel HP-200 set up right there. I picked this Tarheel up at a estate sale in Texas, like maybe 3 years ago, something like that. And I had a guy another guy in Texas, Santa Fe, Texas, fabricate me a really cool mount. This is a totally custom mount here that goes up. Actually, he built it too tall. He built it to length, the height that I asked him to. We didn't have the antenna at the time, but he built this for me. And there's a breedlove mount that will allow it to come down in here and kind of cinch down right there. Honestly, it's so stable. This arm right here goes about this far into the bumper. And this, like I said, this is all custom built. This is my ranch hand bumper. He welded this piece on here, cut a hole in it, welded it really nicely. I need to put another coat of paint on it, but it's very stable the way it stays in there. My grounding strap broke off, but it doesn't look like that matters much. But I'm going to have this cut down right here so that this doesn't interfere with the rest of the antenna. But first test so far after getting this hooked up seems to work very well. I've got this wired up with the wiring harness that it comes with. It's just a single wire. And then I've got it wired up with some Mezzi & Poloni Ultraflex 5. In fact, today's video is sponsored by Mezzi & Poloni. You can always save a 10% discount on all of their coax, including the ends, which I need another end, with the coupon code of HR2 Cables. Check the link in the description below and thank them for sponsoring this channel should you go buy something from that link. But I'm going to show you what I have set up in here right now. QRZ from Kilo Charlie 5 Hotel Whiskey Bravo parks in the air. Whiskey 0 Oscar X-Ray Bravo 55.
Roger, roger, 55 right back at you, Jason. This is Dave in Minnesota, QSL.
Copy, Dave. Yep, good to work you today. Thanks for getting in the logbook again. Good signal out there today.
Thanks for being there. All the best. 73, my friend.
73 QRZ Kilo Charlie 5 Hotel Whiskey Bravo parks in the air. Kilo Delta 8 Sierra Mike 55.
I have you a 59 here in Southeast Ohio.
Copy 59 Ohio. You came up to a 57 that time yourself. Thanks for the contact today, 73.
73.
QRZ from Kilo Charlie 5 Hotel Whiskey Bravo parks in the air.
Kilo Charlie 9 Bravo Echo X-Ray.
Kilo Charlie 9 Bravo Echo X-Ray 57.
Yeah, you're 59 here in the state of South Carolina. Thanks for contact, Jason.
Thank you for South Carolina, 73. There was a park to park out there?
Roger, Jason.
Kilo 3 Sierra Delta Mike, copy your call, your 5x5 in the park US 3013.
Roger, copy the 55. I got you 5757. My park is US 1254. Again, 1254. That's in Kentucky.
Okay, is it 1254? All right, I got you. Thank you for the park to park today, 73. QRZ from Kilo Charlie 5 Hotel Whiskey Bravo parks in the air. Kilo Delta 9 Delta Zulu Tango. What's up, Matthew? Great signal today, 5x9. Roger, Roger, Matthew. Good to work again. Thanks for being out there, 73. Okay, last call. Gonna shut it down. Kilo Charlie 5 Hotel, Whiskey Bravo.
Alpha Charlie 4, Juliet Lima.
Alpha Charlie 4, Juliet Lima, 57.
Yeah, you're 59 Florida.
Copy 59 Florida. Thanks for the contact, 73. QRZ.
Kilo 4, November Delta.
Kilo 4, November Delta, 59.
Thank you very much, Jason. You're 57, North Carolina.
Copy 57 North Carolina. Got you in the logbook, 73.
73.
Okay, guys, that's 50 contacts. I think I'm going to shut it down. QRT, going QRT. KC5, HWB, thanks for the contacts. The fan on the radio is running. I can't imagine why. I just made 50 contacts. I'm running at about, oh, that cable right there is a little bit tight. Yeah, there we go. Pull that. I don't want it pulling on that cord right there. But, okay, so one thing I don't like, this is a no longer in production radio from Kenwood, but it is a fantastic mobile HF radio, 200 watts. Here is the first power cable. Here is the second power cable right here. So it's got the two power cables running in it. It's a little bit warm right now, but it's not bad. It also has two antenna leads. So I've got the first antenna hooked up right there, and there's a second lead right here for another antenna. If I wanted to hook up like a vertical, well, this one's vertical, but if I wanted to hook up like, let's say I put an end-fed half-wave up and just wanted to activate from the truck, but I didn't want to activate on my Tarheel, I could plug something into it like that. The microphone comes only plugged, you can't plug the microphone into the head of the radio. And that's a little bit lame in my opinion. It's got these data ports on it right here, some other stuff on it right there. I don't know what all this is. One of these is a keyer. These data ports right here, I'm really interested to see if I can get a DigiRig cable run from here up to my Android tablet at the front that I run the RFinder Android tablet right there that is mounted in the truck and stays there 24/7. Well, most of the time anyway. So I'd like to do some FT8 while driving down the road by just clicking on a button on the tablet and then driving and letting it do its thing and then just clicking on it later on. So we'll see if that happens later. But I had to activate today from the front seat by stretching this microphone up to the front because I don't have the extension cord. I ordered it online today. It'll be here in like 4 days, and then I'll get that all installed and updated. And I have my MFJ controller, my Ameritron controller, to control the Tarheel up and down. It's at home. I've got a brand new one in a box. It's been waiting like 3 years for me. But I wasn't sure if I'd get time this trip to install this or not, but I went ahead and brought the wiring harness anyway, had the coax already, and got it kind of about 95% done. So I'll show you how it works. So this is the controller that comes with the Tarheel. Again, I got this Tarheel from an estate sale, but I caught up with Robert from Tarheel Designs, both at Hamcation this year and at the Huntsville Handfest, which was just last month. So he's been really supportive of helping me get this up and running. I was talking to him about the coil on the bottom. He sent me this new harness, and it came with this toggle switch. So the toggle switch will control the antenna up and down, but the MFJ has RF sensing, so it should, we'll have to make another video on that later, but it should, when I hit the MFJ switch, it should just follow the band of the radio and switch from 20 meters to 17 meters to whatever you want to. So, but right now, what I did was I put my analyzer on it, and I put power poles on this plug here, and I just figured I'd set it on 20 meters and leave it, because I mean, it's the most used band right now, even though I'd like to use some 15 and 17. But if you press this up and down, you can see the antenna moving down like that, up like that. Now I'm gonna have to go reconfigure it now, because what I did was I took my Rig Expert Pro antenna analyzer and put it on the lead out of the radio and just moved the toggle switch up and down until I got to about 1.4 to 1 on 14.250. That was great. And then on the radio, the SWR meter was reading like 1.2 to 1. So it's working really well. Of course, the thing is with mobile antennas, every time you change locations, I got asphalt underneath me right now, maybe a little bit of grass. If I were to drive out to the beach and have salt water and sand underneath me, or if I was to have regular concrete, that's going to change the SWR a little bit. Just sometimes slightly, sometimes not so slightly every time. So it's really hard to get in a mobile antenna, especially one with a variable motor. It's really hard to get it tuned in 100% flat, one-to-one SWR, because you're always moving, always changing locations. But it's the nature of the beast. So and 1.4 to 1, and I just made 50 contacts, and the radio was happy. It was showing a really nice signal at like 1 point. The SWR meter was 1.2. I would trust the rig runner before I would trust the meter on a radio. That's just me, but everything worked exactly like it should have. But now I'm gonna have to put my rig expert back on it and retune it back to where it was. But until I get this MFJ controller installed, which I should probably be able to do that next week after I get home, I have this one, and I was just setting it to 20 meters and leaving it. That way I can, when I drive home next week on Monday, I can monitor, just tune up and down the 20 meter band and maybe hunt some parks while I'm doing that. But that is the mobile unit setup. That's my HF radio that, and Mike K at MRD and Frank will both tell you that it's been a long time coming since I've been trying to get this antenna completely installed. A special shout out to Robert at Tarheel Designs. I'll put a link to this antenna and his website below. Fantastic antenna. This is an HP-200 from Tarheel, fed with the wiring harness from there, fed with Mezzi and Poloni Ultra Flex coax. I ran it all up inside of the frame, zip tied it up in there, came in through the cab, plugged it into the radio, and right there, I am now officially brand agnostic in my mobile setup because I've got a Yaesu radio here, a Kenwood radio here, and an ICOM radio here, and also a Waxon GMRS radio right there. Next to come is the Anytone tri-band analog radio, which I'm primarily going to use just as a 220 radio because it does about 25 to 30 watts on 220. And I have a way to remotely mount the head on my Anytone D578 tri-band DMR radio. So I don't have a DMR radio in the truck right now. I have Fusion and D-Star, but no DMR. So that's coming next, but that's the mobile setup right now. Thanks for watching today. Put a comment below. Let me know what mobile radio you have set up. Let me know what mobile antenna you're running primarily. Let me know if it is a Tarheel, and if it is a Tarheel, which model it is. 73, guys. Thanks a lot.